Yo. Yeah, so everybody saw you get up and go, hold on a second. So that's how we started the show tonight.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. Another great show tonight. Herb and Raj podcast. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in. I know my situation looks different. We're actually on vacation. I am, because I use the whole vacation budget. And our cabin, Raj, has a download speed of 1. I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't know that was possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Plugged right into the router and everything. So came down here to the Popeyes nearby, since one of the places that stays open late. And they said, yeah, man. The manager was a Florida fan, so he was a little disappointed I was going to do an Alabama one. But he was like, you can still go ahead. So
are you since you're at Popeyes, are you eating any chicken there, or do you request anything or recommend anything? Or
of course, everything. So I'm definitely a fan.
I love Popeyes. Yeah. Hey, Herb. Shout out to Popeyes.
Is this our not so subtle attempt to get a
not so subtle?
All right, waiting for our guests to get in here. Oh, this is the other funny thing here. Oh, well, you already got a suggestion too for red beans. So
okay,
that would making everybody hungry.
Yeah.
Apologies, no apologies. So there might be a point here where I say so. The kids came with me, so
okay,
they're all just.
Do they want to say hi or anything, or?
Does anybody want to say hi real quick? Oh wow, somebody jumped up from the table. So you're gonna see.
That must be Henry. That must be Henry.
Is that your bet?
Yes.
Come on, say hello.
Or Breezy, or is it Breezy? Breezy.
He's saying Breezy. He's calling you Breezy. Yeah, I got you. Jody saying hello.
Tell Jody we still can't get Duke Dennis on the show. So if she has any contacts that can help us out, we'd love to have him on.
Raj says he wants help getting Duke Dennis on the show. Okay. Her future husband, so don't worry about it. So let's get the couple evening. Thank you, Kat. And Kat, tell them give them the like and subscribe. Yes, we finally passed 100 on our YouTube subscribers, so that was a nice little feat.
Yes.
So we appreciate that.
Appreciate everybody's support. Appreciate Randy giving us the shout out too, and kind of pushing, giving us the extra push that we needed to get there. So we got there. So obviously, thank you to Randy. We appreciate your support, man. And of course, Road to 200 begins now.
Yep. So, and then there's another one. Good evening. I'm tired to you. Hope everybody's good. So we have a very special guest coming on here tonight, Raj. I don't even know if you knew some of these feats. Okay. He recently just turned down a job as the lead anchor at ESPN. He told him, I got some of my old stuff going on. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
This one you won't like. He beat LeBron in a game of one-on-one.
Hold on. Time out.
Every year since LeBron has been in the league, they play a game of one-on-one.
Don't disrespect the GOAT. Don't disrespect the GOAT like that.
I'm not disrespecting Michael Jordan. I'm just telling you that this man right here has beat LeBron James.
I'm glad our guest is here, but don't disrespect the GOAT like that. Come on now.
And they actually let him do a couple things at the combine, and he set the records in the high jump, the 40-yard dash, and also threw a football 60 yards left-handed.
Left-handed. Oh, Michael Penix. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this is great. So welcome to the stage, man. Really appreciate him coming on here. JB, sir, how you doing tonight, man?
JB, what's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling, brothers?
I'm good.
We're doing good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm actually getting over a little sinus infection. I'm feeling really good. And I'm blessed to be here with y'all tonight, brother.
Definitely.
Glad you're feeling better. Glad you're feeling better. How do you feel about the introduction that Herb gave you? Was all that pretty accurate?
He stretched it just a little bit, but everybody stretches the truth all the time. Look at Cat Williams, he stretched the truth.
Yes.
There was a little truth in there, Herb, though.
Yeah, it's always based in truth. So see, Raj, I'll take your apology in writing, Raj.
Well, that's good. You see, when Cat Williams did it, you saw what it did for Shannon Sharp. So, hey, Herb, I see what you're doing. You're trying to help us out.
It's all about the views, baby.
Exactly.
The views and the momentum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Title Towel, shout out. I see that Title Towel back there.
Yup.
Yes, sir.
They're my people.
Yes, sir. Always shout out the Title. Yup. When I'm at home, let's post it up right next to me, man. Title been good to us, man. So they're good.
For sure.
Yep. So, and you saw the bracket contest. As usual, I'm in last, so that helps out everybody else's chances. But we still are giving away 2 title towels to the winner, so that should be a fun fair on the rest of y'all. So I'll hold down.
I haven't even checked the standings, so I don't know where I am, to be honest with you.
I know I'm probably
not at first.
Yeah.
So
I had Kentucky in the Final Four, so that's probably should tell you all that you need to know for that bracket. So,
bro, I had Kentucky winning the whole thing.
So you sit next to me.
Mine was dead the first day. The first night, it was over for me. So
let me ask y'all. Go ahead, JB. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just in it, man. I mean, it's my fault. So I shouldn't have never went against Bama. It's my fault. I would never do that again.
So let me ask both of y'all a question since we just mentioned Kentucky. Before we get into things, how much longer does Calipari have at Kentucky?
That's tough, man, because they have so much talent every year. It'd be one thing if you like, they're not getting the players, not there. But if you have talent year in, year out at a place like Kentucky, I mean, let's be honest. Like if the talent Alabama and it kept going south like this, how long before Coach DB would be fired? You know what I'm saying? And Calipari, you come to a certain point where maybe you need somebody tell us next year. Just announced
next year. Oh, they just announced.
Yeah, next year. Oh wow, he's coming back next year, I believe.
I guess next year Cat, are you saying next year is going to be his last year? Let us know in the comments. I was
going to say though, the leash has got to be getting short. That's what I would say. You can't have that much talent and have a first round exit. So
yeah. But let me chime in on that too, man.
She said he's good for next year. This is a reason why
he's good for next year. Okay. Now, Kentucky's been a one and done destination for years.
Right. They were one of the first to embrace that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes. But now it seems like the landscape is changing. I'm gonna blame NIL and transfer portal once again. In basketball, you can go out there and get these guys, these seniors, these fifth year guys, bring them to your team, and they have a lot of experience. So you can go out there and compete, just like what Nados is doing. You brought in Estrada, you brought in Grant Nelson, you bring in these guys, brought in Sears last year. Bringing these guys with a lot of experience. They come in here, they know how to play the game. They know how to think the game. So that makes your team this much better than a team full of freshmen and sophomore players who only been there for a cup of tea.
I agree.
That's true. That's true.
Do you agree with them bringing him back next year, or you think he should be gone?
I give him one more year, just one more, just to see. I mean, he for what he's done, you gotta look at his resume.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta look at his resume. I would rather him to step away than for them to get rid of him.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I think when you're kind of a legendary status, you kind of want to go out on your own terms. Exactly. I guess, kind of like a Nick Saban. Yeah. So let me ask this. This is not the order I was going to go in, but it there's a good parallel there. How did you feel about the Eli Gold situation?
You know what? I felt like he should have been able to walk away himself.
Right.
But I also felt like it was time. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that one.
And a lot of people kind of felt the same sentiments. I know a lot of the old guard were disappointed in the way he left, in the way he was pushed out the door. But I saw a lot of people complaining about, man, Eli didn't have that enthusiasm like he used to have. I mean,
especially on the 4th and 31. I feel like that might have been the nail in the coffin.
I think
when you listen to the call.
And he was only doing the home games. He wasn't even doing the away games.
Right.
And he had the health issue. So I mean,
And Chris Stewart is awesome, man. Chris Stewart is awesome, man. I got nothing respect for Chris.
Chris Stewart, great. He's great.
Yeah, but no, I agree with you. You do want him to kind of go out on his own terms. What are you supposed to do when those terms aren't going to happen? And I feel like Saban retiring, and then the way that 4th and 31 call just didn't really spark anybody. It's kind of like, all right, look, man, if everything's going to change, and this is probably like, hey, Saban retired. There's all this talk about all this stuff. We can slide the Eli Gold thing in there. People will be mad for a day or two, and it'll kind of go away.
I think that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say too. I said with Saban leaving, they're probably saying, well, let's go ahead and throw this in there right quick and just go ahead and implement somebody else. And, we'll take a little bit of slack for it, but we might as well do it right now. So to kind of usher in the future of Alabama football.
Yeah, right. I agree. So This was a comment on us finally getting past 100, so making that slow little climb to it. And this one of the persons that's pushed us the most. A Georgia fan of all people has been one of our biggest supporters and biggest fans. So definitely appreciate that. I don't know, JB, I don't even know if you know this. When Raj and I think we were still recording our podcast, you were actually the first person that I ever reached out to on podcast and asked, picked your brain a little bit. And I was impressed, man, because you immediately got back to me, talked about stuff you was doing. I was like, hey, man, hit me up anytime. So I always appreciate you for that, man.
We appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Definitely. You guys show love. Her, you reached out. Raj, he told me about you. And, man, when you guys first started doing this, I was like, yeah, go for it, brother. I mean, we need more brother podcasts. You have a lot of podcasts around where you got panels, and then you have podcasts where you just get people like me, and I just bring on people. I started by myself, but I also brought on my podcast partner, DJ Seaway, this year. And I bring on other guests here and there. But what you guys are doing is a great dynamic, man. I had this brother, you guys
appreciate that.
Family, man. It's a family podcast, but you guys do a great job.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate that. Appreciate that,
man.
You've been getting around this year, huh, man? You've been
oh yeah.
What's your travel budget? It seems like you kind of getting around the state a little
bit.
Man, we're trying to figure that out. That's what we're trying to get to. Yeah.
I ain't got no budget, bro. So what I do, I do it on my off time. Like, so I'll call myself a freelance media guy. You know what I'm saying? So like people think I work for Bama or I work covering Bama. I don't. I'm just a big Bama fan, So first things first, I'm gonna cover my team, whether it be football, basketball. Right. But also, like you mentioned, I was down at the Senior Bowl in Mobile this year. I was blessed enough to get the media credentials for that. That was a great experience. My biggest event to date that I've covered. And just other things. I'm actually going to be at Alabama State University because I'm from Montgomery. I'm actually in Montgomery.
Okay.
And, that's the home team. So I'll be there for their spring game on April the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be doing a little something on that too. So I'm freelance, man. I'm a freelance media guy.
Okay. And then one of the ones, and you haven't, I saw you post about it with the official media caster for Alabama basketball. Talk about that a little bit too.
Yes, PSF. So they actually reached out to me, man, and shouts out to PSF. It's a new app, and it's really ahead of the curve when it comes to live media casts, because people like to see your live reaction. They like to talk to you in the chat while you're watching the game. Right. And I'm glad you said that because we're going to be on Thursday night, me and my partner JT. You can follow him too, Super Bama Fan JT. And me and him partnership, we doing that. We have done about 8-9 games this year where we just watch the game together, live react, do commentary, and talk to people in the chat. So it's like the new wave of media, live media casting. So PSF, man, they reached out, actually signed a contract with those guys, and they actually got some things coming up, man, as far as sports betting and a lot of stuff that's going on. I can't say too much about it because it's still in the works, but it's coming down the pipeline. So yeah, man, it's been great, dog. It's been a great experience, and that's something I'm gonna have to put you guys on as well.
Oh yeah, we definitely. And so so people know, you can't actually show the game, right, because of the copyrights. But you have to just, because I know some guys tried to put one together this past weekend, and they kept showing games that immediately gets you.
Oh yeah, they cut y'all down. They cut y'all real quick, especially on YouTube. They don't play that on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to make sure we clarify that because I knew what you're talking about. Do you ever feel like you have to like tone it down though when you're kind of doing these things, or is like control with it? Full blast. So this is the difference. Okay, on my YouTube channel, my Sports Talk JB, I kind of keep it friendly because I want you want teenagers to view it, so I kind of keep it a little clean. But when I get on these live media casts, we all out. I mean, it's straight. It's live reaction. You can't really tone down a live reaction. Right.
So you're gonna have to just
you can't watch a big play and then be like, darn, oh shit.
Thank you. So that was the first thing they told me. They said, hey, you go do what you want to do. It's not no guidelines, but your limits, you know what I'm saying? Because just go for it, man.
So this one is interesting.
Yeah,
Randy, our Georgia fan, actually has been trying to push us to do some live casts.
Okay.
The first one he asked us to do was the SEC championship game. I said, we might lose. I don't want the very first one ever that I do to be like, I want to break myself in,
You can't be like that, Herb.
I know, I was wimpy, man.
It was. I'm with Herb. I share Herb's sentiment too. We felt uneasy about that game because of the type of football we played last year. We were so inconsistent, and going into that game, Georgia had been playing so well. So I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go, but it's funny. And it's funny Herb brought this up because that was Herb and I. Herb was here in Texas with me. We watched the game together, and we had a good time. Watched the game together. Luckily, fortunately, it came out in our favor. So that was nice to see. But Herb and I.
Raj also has twins, so that was a. Raj has twins, so that was also something we were balancing out. But let me also tell you the history of Raj and I watching games together. We watched the Clemson championship, where it was like 44-16. And then we watched the Georgia championship together. So this is our third championship game watching. It wasn't like
there was a lot of bad.
Yeah.
And the thing was, if we were going to go 0-3, we didn't want to announce it to the world. We would just not even tell anybody. So we had to break the curse first. So that's why. So I think it's something definitely coming up in the future, man. I've watched several of them. I'm gonna check you out on Thursday too. So definitely be blowing up the comments, man. But
I'm gonna shoot you guys the link so y'all can just it's easy. All you have to do is download the free app, join the Bama chat room, and then you right there with us.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Give a shout out to Mike, the unofficial third member of the group. Mike does a lot of stuff behind the scenes too that people don't see either. So appreciate you, Mike. So all right, and that kind of leads us right all the way back around to where our first what we were talking about. How about that Grand Canyon game, man? Was that not a rough watch? And then you look back in the final score, we win by 11. I posted, I said, I have no idea how that happened, by the way, because that was never an 11-point game. I mean, just jump into it, man. How your thoughts watching that game?
Let me be honest. That was bad basketball, bro. That was bad basketball. It was. Thank God for Mark Sears. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He carried us, and the guys were tired. They were exhausted, man. Coming down the stretch of that game, you saw it. You saw it in the body language. You saw us slow the game down. That's not how we normally play.
Right.
And Mo Diabate, he was the game changer when he came in there off the bench, scored those 8 points and got those rebounds and that block is talked about a lot. When you block that dunk, that was a big play. That was almost like LeBron James-esque. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
Yes. A big moment.
Who?
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Go James.
Herb,
you heard me.
Yes. Herb, we will not tolerate any disrespect.
Oh, my
God. I mean, all in all, man, it was bad basketball. We did what we had to do to win. And that game, the way we won that game actually gave me confidence that we could beat North Carolina.
Yeah. I feel like the defensive intensity was there. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut y'all, but that to your point, but I feel like that helped me up because, like you said, I mean, how many layups and easy jump shots and floaters could you miss? Like the first half, I was thinking, man, we shoot like 60% and still winning. I said, this is not. And then let's be honest, the officiating was terrible. And I don't feel like it was one way or another. I feel like they were making it up as they went along. Sometimes that was a foul, sometimes that wasn't. And then you saw a guy get mugged, and they looked at the refs like, I don't know, man, just going. So
it was terrible officiating.
I felt like they missed a few calls, and then they made a few calls to kind of make up for the missed calls. So they started looking around, and they started blowing the whistle like, all right, this is gonna make up for the last one. My bad, I missed that one, so I'll give you this one or something like that. But it was the officiating was definitely questionable.
Yeah.
That's not the way you're supposed to officiate, man. I mean, you're supposed to set precedent early on in the game. If you're gonna let them play, let them play.
Right.
Right.
You can't let them play on one end, and then you come down there, you call a tick-and-tack foul on us, get us in foul trouble, then you call text, and it just throws off the whole flow of the game.
Yeah.
But we weathered the storm, man. It was a home crowd for them.
Man, what
broadcast for them? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know they had that many fans.
I know. They mic'd up every single one of them. Yeah. That was crazy.
But what I did learn, it was only like a 3-hour drive for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of us having to go across the country.
And Bama only had like the parents and the super fans who could afford to go to Spokane. But I mean, they in LA now, so I mean, you can let loose a little bit now.
Yeah. I know Raj and I were calling and talking about during that game too.
Yeah. We talk before the game, we talk at halftime. We can't ever talk during the game. Emotions are too high. So we talk at halftime and then we talk at the end of the game. We just kind of evaluate the game, talk about what needs to be done, etc., how we played. But Herb and I both agreed we were lucky to get out of that one. It was an ugly, sloppy game. But hey, you win and you move on. And with that being said, going into the North Carolina game, what do you think Alabama needs to do to kind of collect the W? For me, for me personally, I would love to see Grant Nelson finally show up in the tournament. I looked at his stats for the past 2 games. He's got like a total of 4 points and I think 3 rebounds. And keep in mind, he's 6'10", 6'11". I don't see how that's
Are you
possible,
sure he's because I don't think he knows he's 6'10", 6'11".
I don't know.
I feel like he just. I'm like, bro,
he got to be more aggressive down there. I mean, especially if we're gonna have to handle Bacon. Yeah, exactly. So JB, what are your thoughts on the game, and how do you see Bama winning this game? What do we need to do?
We need to come out with that defensive intensity first and foremost, but we have to defend without fouling, because like you say, Bacon, he's the big guy. I mean, we got to do something with him. Grant Nelson's gonna get punished. I think Pringle should start. Pringle and Nelson should start this game. I actually would think about starting Mo Diabate. I actually would think about starting him.
I was thinking about that too. I think he earned some minutes after the last game. He earned some more playing time. So
or let him be the first on the bench. But Nate got to have that. You got to have that meeting. You got to have scoring and defense out there. You can't just have 4 guards out there and 1 big. And that's how he started the game. He had Nelson playing the 5. And you had pretty much 4 guards out there. It works sometimes, but against big teams, it don't work. So
it doesn't.
It's not gonna work, right?
I feel like, okay, we play defense, and the shots are gonna come. We have to get a rhythm going on offense. We did not have a rhythm last game
at all.
And if we play like we played on Sunday, we're gonna lose by 20 points.
Yeah.
So we gotta start out. We can't go down by double digits and try to fight, because when you do that, and you have to fight to get back in the game, you assert so much energy getting back into the game. You don't have anything left for the last 5 minutes.
Yep. And outside of like one game this year, it just doesn't feel like we've been showing that fight. Like, especially later in the season. Once we got down, it's like the game was almost over. Florida in particular comes to mind. I felt like Tennessee, we fought the whole game, but Florida, I felt like the second they went ahead, we just said, okay, that's a wrap, and stuff like that. So it just
up,
it's I don't know. I'd like to see that fight for the whole game.
You got to have that mindset. It's one and done. You're going home if you lose.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to have that mindset. That's why the March Madness, this tournament, is so great, because if you lose, you're going home.
Yeah.
So, but everybody's got to have that. Not just 1 or 2 players. It got to be everybody got to buy into that concept. And I think Nate will have them boys ready. You know what I'm saying? And Sears is a great leader. I think he's more of a leader by example. Pringle tries to be the vocal leader, but he has to show by example. He hypes him up before the game, but he has to show by example. He can't go.
He's got to calm himself during the game too. He got a tech off the bench last game. I said, "Come on, man, you cannot be doing that in the tournament."
I know, man. It pissed me off.
Yeah. And shoving his own teammates who were trying to calm him down. Like none of it. It was just not a good look. It was not a good look.
Yeah.
And I love Pringle, man. Like I've been blessed to have some inside access with the basketball team as well.
Okay.
I've been to like 7 games this year. Like you mentioned, covered them with the PSF. And Pringle's been, man, it's been a rough year for that man.
Yeah.
It's been a rough
year. Was it 2 different suspensions or 1 long suspension? Was it?
He had 2 different suspensions.
That's right.
He had to catch his own flight to Spokane. He had something going on at practice, had to catch his own flight to get there to even make the trip with the team. So
that's what Mike was talking about here.
Yeah, I hope he's locked in. I really hope he's locked in, because we're gonna need him big for this game on Thursday night.
Agreed. Yeah. At some point, you would hope some of these guys realize the opportunities that you have here that aren't always going to be there. You know, there's a lot of teams already at home. You're playing a prime time on the Blue Bloods in North Carolina. Like, this is a huge opportunity, you know, and it go and you know how we remember stuff. We'll remember this last game as being really great for you, and Pringle was great, or we lose this game and we're gonna talk bad about this game and the game right before it, even though we won. You know, so it's just a huge opportunity, man. So I hope they step up for it. So you mentioned Sears a little bit out there. What do you think about Sears? Is there any kind of NBA prospect for him? Like, did this year help him out, hurt him? What do you think?
Man, I've said this. I know I'm not the only one that said it. May not be the first one that said it, but I said this months ago. He reminds me so much of Jalen Brunson for the Knicks.
And that's what came up this past weekend when I was
perfect comp. Perfect comp. I heard more people saying it now, but I kind of said this back in like December. But they about the same height, you know what I'm saying? Sears may be a little shorter, but they about the same. They play the same, lefties. You know, I think he can shoot better than Brunson, but Brunson kind of controls the game a little bit better than Sears.
Yeah.
But if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he may go late first round, early second round in the draft next year.
Yep. I think Brunson maybe plays a little bit bigger. I think is maybe my biggest difference. He plays a little bit bigger than Sears, but I definitely think this year helped Sears out a lot.
Yeah, I hope
doesn't Sears have a year of eligibility? Just being curious, just in case he wants to come
That's
back.
what he was just saying. He's like, he hope he comes back one more year.
He does.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he has the COVID year.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, we got NIL money for him. I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do.
Not you know what I'm saying? Not to beat a dead horse, but it's always profitable to come back if you're not going in the draft. Because if you think about it, guys, you guys know, y'all watch basketball. Y'all watch the draft. It's only 2 rounds. It's only 60 picks. And really, if you're not first round, you're really not guaranteed a spot. Because some guys get drafted second round and get sent to the practice squad, the G League. So it's no guarantee. So maybe you go out there, you kind of get your ear and try to see where you know, if the team maybe pick you up late in that first, early in that second. If not, come on back, man. We got some money for you.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it'd actually be more
come back, improve your resume. And I know Nate Oates is out there recruiting, so I think I want to say we have 2 McDonald's All-Americans on the for next year right now. And one thing he needs to do, one thing Nate Oates needs to do is find some big man. We got to get some help on the interior defense. I know there was I think a dude from Rutgers, I forget his name, but I think he entered the transfer portal a couple of days ago.
I saw that.
But I think he's like 6'11", 240. That's exactly what we need right now.
Big,
we don't need you to score 15. Big, strong guy. We don't need you to get 15, 20 points. Just stand in the paint, get some rebounds, block some shots, and we just need some presence right down there. Because right now we don't have it without people fouling out. I mean, Nelson and Pringle are, you know, they're doing okay, but they get into foul trouble early, and that's going to be it for us.
Might take number 5. So real quick, just some of the other ones that we had up there. This was talking about Pringle did have some personal issues.
Right.
So, I don't know who is close to him. So you saw when they tried to calm him down, he kind of just lashing out at everybody. So it's like the size and the talent is there, man. You just got to kind of get under control. But we might not like this exactly, but this is one of our boys right here. Mike, air raid Mike. So we'll give him his little booner. He actually is hooking us up. We're going to the Oklahoma game next year.
OU game.
So we always
okay.
Got to show
November 23rd.
So, and we never pass up a chance to take a swipe at Auburn. So yes, it was it was definitely
who was it? KD Johnson is in the portal again. So
we don't think about that. Yeah, that's what I was like. I was never impressed by him.
We don't want him.
Me either.
So that was a surprise to me. But this is the second time in the portal, don't you say, right? So it's
because he came from Georgia.
Yeah,
came from Georgia. Yep.
And I guess he said down to 7th. Yeah, I wasn't worried about it. That was just fun to poke fun at Auburn for that.
Oh yeah.
All right, because y'all both Lakers fans, before we move into football, let's we always get our boy E to jump in and show us some love on the NBA.
What we got?
Yep. So Boston is I mean, they just running away with the whole thing regular season. So be interested to see what they got in the playoffs.
Yeah, so they gave up a game to Atlanta yesterday. I think they had like a 20 or 30 point lead.
Yeah, 30-point lead. Yep.
So I don't know if Boston's just getting bored right about now and they're ready for the playoffs, but I still think in the East, I mean, I give it to Boston. I think
they're the team to beat.
Milwaukee.
They are.
Yeah.
Milwaukee has no idea. And I root for Milwaukee, man. And I was a Dame fan, but they just I mean, they could get swept first round or make it to the conference finals, and it's like you have no idea what you're getting. So Orlando's an interesting surprise up there. I think they still need some more shooting. And the Knicks need to get healthy. I think they've got the longest injury list in the league. So the West, I'm enjoying those playoffs, man. I kind of root for the Thunder. I don't mind seeing them in Denver out there. So the Pelicans, I guess, if
Zion,
what's his name? Yeah, Zion. If they can actually just keep him locked in, they got a great shot.
Yeah,
so
he's been playing good ball.
Yeah,
Zion been playing good ball.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
in the Timberwolves. So wanted to give y'all a chance to go ahead and talk about your Lakers. Though, so
don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
Don't be like that, Herb.
Yeah, come on.
Don't be like that, brother.
All right, so JB, what is
we getting all behind kick right now, but
yeah, we were last time I checked, we were down 18 to Milwaukee, but the thing is, the Lakers, we're still in the ninth spot, and we got like a 3-game lead against I think over Golden State. And then but right before us are 7 8. I think
fell out of it. Didn't Golden State fall behind Houston just recently too as well?
I don't know because Golden State lost yesterday and Houston won, so I don't know if that evened it out or not. But Golden State's right there. Golden State and Houston are right there for the 10th spot.
Right. So Lakers outlook for the rest of this season. What are y'all thinking?
I mean, we're probably going to end up in the play-in, to be honest, because there's only like 8 or 9 games left, and we have too much ground to make to kind of get into 6 or 7. So we'll be end up in the play-in, playing most likely Golden State.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Dallas and Phoenix are in the play-in as well. I mean, how shocked are y'all at those? That's a weird 4 teams to be in the play-in. Dallas, Phoenix, Golden State, and the Lakers. I mean,
Golden State got to be careful because Houston Rockets they might catch them.
Yeah,
they had for a day. I think when they lost, maybe was it Sunday or something like that. Houston had actually jumped ahead of them, so they're like Raj said, they're back ahead of them. So
I think we'll be locked in, Raj. I think we're gonna be locked in a 9 spot. I really wish we can get in the 7-8 game because when you in that 9-10, you gotta win twice.
Yeah,
you gotta win another game. Yeah.
So it's gonna be difficult, man. You know you'll spend all that energy winning the 9-10 game. Then you got to go on the road to play another game. So I wish we could jump up a little bit. We got an easy schedule coming down after this Milwaukee game. We got an East Coast trip. We got a bunch of bottom of the barrel teams we playing. We should win those games.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can gain some ground on those teams above us.
Right. If y'all do end up in the 9th spot, though, what are your guys' honest outlook for the playoffs for the Lakers?
Go ahead, JB. I'll let you go first.
I'm like I was saying, I'm a little nervous because I'm sure we can win the first game. It's that second game going on the road. Let's say you have to go on the road to a Phoenix or to a Denver or something like that, and you could slip up and lose and be out. But I will say this: if we happen to win both of those playing games and we play a number 1 seed OKC Thunder or Timberwolves, we gonna bust them up. We gonna bust them up because they not ready yet. They too young. Yeah. They not ready for a Go James and an AD team. Now, if it's the Nuggets, it may be a different story.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's probably our worst matchup right there. The Nuggets, they played us pretty well all year, just size wise and roster wise. I mean, they've got it from. The Denver Nuggets might be one of the best teams in the league right now, just size-wise.
Yeah, I think they're one of the best put-together teams.
Kind of like those Spurs teams were back when when they were winning.
Yes.
They're well put together.
Yeah,
you can say that. They don't have everybody say Jokic is the most dominant player. He's a great player. He has great players around him, and it's hard to beat a team like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And now
I would say
if we get lucky,
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
They have beaten us so many times in a row. Now, I feel like we catch them again. Say LeBron he's smart. He's a cerebral. So if he keep losing to you, eventually he gonna grab the belt and start whipping. Yeah. So I hope we can turn it on in the playoffs. I don't know yet.
Right. Right. I think the biggest thing
I
for
hope
them
so.
is age and having to play all these extra games. It's kind of where they were last year. They just
Yep.
expended too
Yeah.
much energy to get back into it.
Yeah, man.
Especially at this stage. So, are you an AD
I mean,
fan?
LeBron,
Yeah, I love AD, man. Yes. I'm not down on AD.
That seemed like it started here and then it kind of went.
Yeah. I like AD. I like him a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he can be the leader of the franchise. He's a great second man.
He's a star,
Yeah.
not a superstar. That's how I always put it with AD.
Because
Because
he hadn't played up to
he's
his
not the
potential.
guy. Exactly. And see,
At
this is where
consistent basis.
people take it as an insult. I said, look, here's the difference. AD has superstar talent,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
he plays more like a star. Like he wasn't leading
Yeah.
New Orleans, great places when he was there. And when LeBron isn't there for the Lakers, AD, he might get you 30 and 20. And then the next guy gets you 5 and 4, and you just
14, yeah.
don't see it night to night as that leadership. And
Yeah.
so I agree with what you're kind of saying there. People take his insult. I said, no. Sometimes you Jordan and sometimes you Pippen, and it's not an insult to be one or the other. They're still great players, but I just don't feel like AD is that guy. So
No.
all right, so we wanted to get in to make sure we get some time for some football. So we'll start back at one of our key moments. Your reaction to Saban retiring?
Shock, total shock. You wasn't really expecting it. It came out of nowhere. I mean, it really wasn't no rumor circulating that I heard about him retiring.
Right.
So just shocked at first. But now I've embraced it. You know what I'm saying? The guy, he 72 years old, and he wants to live his life, enjoy the rest of his life. And I'm happy we got what we got. I'm happy it happened the way it happened.
Yeah.
We was able to get a good coach in there, and kept to turn this thing around quickly. But Saban will be missed. He will be missed.
Oh yeah,
I tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the key though. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, I think that was the key, was making sure that we get a good coach within the next 48 hours, so we don't suffer too much of a drop off regarding the roster. I mean, obviously we had a couple guys leave, and I mean, when Saban leave, we kind of knew that was going to happen, that some guys would go ahead and do whatever they wanted to do. But overall, we still ended up with like the number 2 recruiting class. We still got good talent, got a good coach. He's got a better team to work with than he did at Washington, if you think about it. More pieces.
Yes.
Both on both sides of the ball. We got some young talent in, so I'm happy with where we are. But as JB said, we were all shocked. I told Herb a million times I thought he was going to do around 3 more years, around 75, that solid age of 75, and then just say, you know what?
Yes,
I'm good here. Maybe one or two more national champions. I'm gonna go ahead and hang it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and retire in Florida and just hang out on the beach, do whatever. But this one was kind of shocking to me, and I do find it interesting how when he retired, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, I knew it was coming. I knew he was gonna do it." Nobody really knew that.
Nobody
maybe
knew.
A few people in his circle, but I didn't know it was gonna be this year. So
yeah.
I'm okay with what we have now. So yeah.
I agree with you. I thought he would go to about 75. He had got that extension, and I think his extension will take him to 75. So I thought he was going to coach it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
And so we talked a lot about it too, though. And you see more of his comments afterwards. We said this when it first happened, though, that I thought NIL and all this stuff and the conference is switching around. We're kind of pushing them out the door. What were your feelings? And you've kind of let it slip a little bit in there. NIL's, it's a little bit out of control. But what were your thoughts about that with Saban and then just kind of NIL in general?
Yeah, man, the NIL, it's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? It's a gift to the players, but it's a curse to college football because it's used the wrong way.
Yes, agreed.
It's been a lot of talk about the NIL these past couple months because there's no rules and guidelines. If you have anything, especially involving money, you know what I'm saying, and different organizations, you got to have some kind of rules. You got to, because and that's what Saban, I think that was his main thing. He was good with the players getting paid, but you got to have some kind of salary cap, and you got to have it where you can't give them all of the power. If we're paying you, you have to abide by these rules. That's with any job. You can't go to your job, get paid, and have your own rules. You know,
Right.
you got to abide by the guidelines. Even NFL, same way. NFL teams have salary caps, players have contracts.
Right.
They can't do certain things, or you know, they get off the team. You won't get paid.
Yeah.
So I just think they have to do something. I mean, I'm all for them getting paid. Get your money, but you got to have something, kind of a bar, a level right here where, all right, we can give you this, but you got to do this, this, and this. And for the teams, you can't go over that level, that cap.
Right. And Randy's alluding to some changes. I think changes are definitely needed. Go ahead, Raj.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I think, to Randy's point, I think that changes are going to come. And I think with Nick Saban going out and making his speech at, I believe, Capitol Hill was, I mean, I think that was kind of just getting the ball moving right there. So over these next few years, we're going to see some changes made. And to JB's point, I mean, they're going to have to, and especially with the transfer portal. I mean, if you think about it, you got coaches and teams from the organization going and meeting these kids when they're in high school, talking to them, coming into the living room, sitting on the couch and line dancing and everything with them, and then you finally get them to come to your school. And nowadays it's like you lucky to just have them for 1 year, because after that first year, now they can say, you know, even though I had a really good season, I'm going to go somewhere else, obviously just for money. So they got to put some sort of rule on that. I mean, if you sign, you're here minimum at least 2 years. Then if you want to do what you want to do, so be it. But they got to implement some rules fast before this thing gets. I mean, it's already out of hand, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That's the issue, man. You can't have guys transferring year after year. I mean, we've seen it. I've seen guys transfer 4 times. You know, and for whatever reason, you're gonna have to get out there, like they say, thug it out. You got to get out there, compete for your job, man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to compete, you don't even need to be playing football.
No.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible lesson for whatever you're going to. First off, the majority of y'all are not going to NFL. Okay.
Right.
So whatever it is you think you're about to do next is not going to be the same as what you have. There's not going to be a transfer portal for the business, right? I know that there's headhunters and stuff out there. Whatever you go into, though, it's not going to be, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm into the transfer portal, and I'm going to take all the money you giving me, and then somebody just going to come pick me up. It's not going to happen. And if you're fortunate enough to get to an NFL team, you don't just decide halfway through the first year, you know what, I'm into the transfer portal, and I'll just be on another team next year. Mm-hmm. It's just a terrible lesson that these kids are teaching themselves.
With that being said, JB, Mike alluded to what I was going to ask. What do you feel about Caden Proctor? How do you feel about how he handled the situation and him coming back?
You know, at first I was like, it was laughable at first, you know what I'm saying? But you got to kind of think about it. All right, he was a freshman, you know, kid all the way from Iowa, and you know, you heard the rumblings of him being homesick. You know, I heard that from some people. So he made a decision. Okay, Saban's retiring. I'm going home. Home, and I mean, he didn't take too long to come back. So eventually, home ain't really what a hard at. You got to come on back to Bama. But you know, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a little. I don't know. Maybe the locker room won't be too
rough on him.
Because he came back so early, you know.
Right.
And I heard they went on a spring break trip, and you know he was still tight with some of the guys on the offensive line, and they kind of maybe helped him convince him to come back. But that's another thing. You're gonna need a rule on that, because you're gonna have more guys. He's gonna open the floodgates. More guys are gonna be switching back, coming back here. We can't have that, because you got these young guys coming in, these freshmen, these scholarship athletes who working their ass off all spring, trying to fight to get a spot on the team, you know, get in the rotation. And then you have guys that come in, 5-star guys, you transfer back. It's not good for team chemistry, and it's not good for the young guys. So
I agree.
I don't think it should happen a lot, but I'll give him a pass this one time. But we can't have everybody else trying to come back.
Right, I agree, and I think the one thing that's going to save him is being tight with the guys. But one of our first comments, Raj and I had a conversation. I said, I think the players are going to handle it, man. I think they're going to take them aside. If there's some minor, and I know when you say the word hazing, that's like there's a lot of negative connotations. That's not what I mean. But they are going to handle this in the locker room and let them know, like, bro, you know, if you with us, you with us. You know, that's what I feel like.
They should handle it.
Yeah.
So. Exactly.
But I wish him the best, man. I hope he comes back and he's ready to go. You know, he had a rough start of the season last year.
Yeah.
He came on later on and kind of played better. but he has tremendous upside. He could be a possible first-round pick if he plays like the next 2-3 years, like he's supposed
he did at
to.
the end. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. I agree.
So, what else have you kind of seen from the team watching practice? Is encouraging stuff to work on. What else have you kind of seen going through practices this year?
All right, so I've heard Jalen Milroe has taken all the first team snaps, and he's the man.
And I think Nick Sheridan even said as much today in his comments after practice to back your point.
I don't think nobody's gonna really take that from him. It's his job to lose. And I think he's doing a great job.
Do you think he stays QB1 all year?
Yeah, barring injury. Yeah, sure.
Okay. You think he's ready to make that leap?
Yeah.
I say that because one of our questions last week was there a player in college football that has more pressure on them this year than Jalen Milroe? That's what we said is the guy.
I don't think so.
Yeah, agree.
I can't think of nobody.
Yeah.
Maybe Shador, maybe.
Right. But I think the expectations at Colorado still going to be lower than what Milroe's going to go through.
Because Bama comes with a whole lot of expectation, boy. I tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Colorado's just trying to make it to a play. I was going to say playoff game. Make it to a bowl game this year.
To the bowl game.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to throw that in. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You talking about the rest of some other players moving along?
Oh yeah. The defensive backs, man. It's been a lot of talk about the defensive backs. I heard we had these freshmen like Red Morgan, Xavier Brown, and we got some good freshmen back there that are playing their ass off. They're gonna play. I don't know. I don't know the depth chart. I don't know who's gonna start because it's still spring, so anything can happen. But those freshmen have been getting to it, man, and we need that because when you think about it, it's a new scheme, new defensive coordinator playing that 4-2-5 defense. So you got to learn that, and you got to fight for your position because it's crowded back there with a lot of young guys. And we got the transfer Keon Saab, who I've heard great things about him from Michigan.
Yep.
I heard he's doing great. Malachi is the leader back there in the strong safety position. Damani Jackson, man, he came from USC.
USC, yep.
Yeah.
People were wondering about that because they were like USC had a terrible defense. I was like, well, Saban was still here, and he wanted him, so I would give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So.
But man, I've heard a lot. There's a lot of battles in that secondary. A lot of battles, and I heard we got some good linebacker play too. I heard that today.
Yeah.
Good linebacker play with Jaheed Campbell. Of course, we got Deontay Lawson coming back. Jeremiah Alexander, and then there was another kid. I'm trying to think of his name off the top. He's been playing great ball. Man, his name just slipped. But we've got some linebackers this year, boy.
Right.
I tell you that we got some linebackers this year.
I'm actually excited about the defense. To me, the questions are offense-wise, of course. Start, and I'm gonna give. I don't think Beck has anywhere near the pressure on him that Milroe has. Beck, I think, is entrenched as the starter, and they're the number one team, and I think he'll be good. Milroe, half the people in Bama Nation still calling for his job, and I think there's a reason why Simpson and Lonergan both stayed. I think they both think they got a shot at it. So, I still think that I think Milroe's still under a lot of pressure coming into this year. So,
and Austin Mack, he's not ready. I don't think Austin. He's good.
He's the long term.
He's probably gonna be sitting in the catbird seat because he's still got to develop. He has the talent, 6'6". You know what I'm saying? You can't teach height.
Frank for sure. Yep.
But you got to teach footwork. You got to teach mechanics, and you got to teach IQ. So he's gonna have to sit down and learn. And I'm glad Kalen DeBoer brought him over because he was there with him last year, and he sat behind Michael Penix all season. Yeah.
And quarterback is that position to me, man. You always want, if they could sit a year, I feel like that's always to their benefit, especially once you get to the NFL level. But at this level, it's not always terrible to sit out a year. So
right.
E mentioned this. I'm gonna put Mike on this, and we're gonna do a deep dive into Colorado's season. The Big 12's in flux, so that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, but I feel like he went from 1 to 4. If he gets to 6 or 7 in a bowl game, to me, that's a huge. I think people are just that 3-0 start was maybe the worst thing to happen to Colorado because all the expectations went too far up. 1 to 4 is a great leap considering where he came from in the roster and all he had to do. If he gets to a bowl game this year, that's a great next step. And the Big 12 was there for the taking. You give him another couple years and he's competing for a Big 12 title, then I think he's in great
conference
shape.
title.
My personal opinion. Yeah. So
it's wide open.
No,
Big 12 is wide open.
Oh yeah. We already said I think the loser of the Big 12 championship game is probably going to end up with 3 losses. I wouldn't be surprised to have two lost teams up against each other just playing for one spot. So yeah. Kat says she's worried about the O-line.
Should we be or are we good?
I think we good. I mean, I've heard the center play has been great. We got 2 guys battling for position for that center. I've heard all the snaps have been good. There's no bad snaps in practice.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you had to go there.
Too
soon. Too soon.
Yes.
No, man,
hold on now. I don't know. The only question I have about the offensive line is when Proctor does come back, because he can't come back to after I think maybe May or June. Where does he fit in? Because they're going to be going through a whole spring practice without him. But we got guys like Tyler Booker who's going to hold it down, and Jaden Roberts, man. Those guys are going to be leaders on that front line. We just have to protect Milroe blindside better. They have to.
Yeah.
That should be a key focus. Protect Milroe's blindside.
Yeah.
We can't hear you, Herb.
Herb, you might.
Sorry, I was directing the kids back here and I forgot to unmute myself. Sorry.
You're good.
I was saying they probably should have started Proctor on the left side last year. Probably should have broke him in a little easier because he was just getting eaten up. But no, I agree with protecting his blind side. That's something that definitely needs to happen this year.
Major key.
Yep. He said, want to know if we have a kicker.
Yes.
I thought we recruited him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a kicker that he sat behind Will Riker last year.
Okay.
Okay.
I think his name is Taffy or something like that. But
didn't we see him in something or some small feels like he came out for something, but I know you're talking about. So yeah.
Yeah. So I've heard he has a big leg and he kicking that 50, 60 yards with ease.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we're good. I think we to live up to Will Riker's GOATness.
That's tough.
It's tough.
I was about to say he's got big shoes to fill, literally. So
I'm not expecting perfection out the kid. You know what I'm saying? Just don't miss the game winning kick.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Please don't do that.
Please don't.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, just tell me all right. I feel like my optimism from next year comes from I feel like the coaching staff way better than maybe what we've had kind of in recent years. And I feel like the people, because there was a couple posts out there, people think we win 8 games. Somebody actually picked us at 6-6. I said, y'all don't understand. Yes. Oh no. I'll show you the thread where somebody called them out. And they were like, remember Saban's first year? The boys' first year is nothing like Saban's first year because Saban left.
Saban didn't have this type of talent when he came in.
I don't know what people feel like we just fell off a cliff. There's a lot of talent left on this team for him to start with.
Right.
And then
they don't understand that. I think when they saw Caleb Downs leaving and they saw these guys leaving and Bond Bama's finished. They don't realize we bring 5 stars and 4 stars in every single year. We recycle. We don't have to rebuild. We recycle. And we've been doing that for the past, 17, 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said the top teams, this happens to all the time. I remember right after the SEC championship game, like 20 guys entered the portal, like for Georgia. People are like, are they on their way down? And I said, no. They probably expect 15 to 20 every year. They got the number 1 recruiting class, the transfer class, so they're going to be fine. This happens to every top team these days. So, no, I think they're going to be fine. So, you're looking forward to 8A game. What's the biggest thing you're looking forward to in 8A game? And then we're going to get you into the questions of depth.
Man, I really want to see the ones-on-one. I want to see how Milroe plays, and I want to see his connection with these wide receivers.
Yeah,
because we got a lot of young talent in that wide receiver corps.
We do.
So I want to see that.
Ryan Williams.
Yes, Ryan Williams. Yeah, definitely want to see Ryan Williams.
We're deeper at wide receiver than I think a lot of people. Yep, Caleb Owen was actually
playing wide receiver.
Yep.
He's playing wide receiver.
He's got some size on him too.
Yeah, he's like 6'4", man. They say he's great. So I definitely want to see, the camaraderie with him, how he controls, how he runs the offense, because you got a different coordinator, different offense coming in. He got to learn this. I want to see how well he picks up, how he does on the short to intermediate routes. We know he can throw the deep ball. I want to see the short to intermediate routes.
That's going to be the key.
That's gonna be the key. And I'm not worried about the running back position, you know what I'm saying? Because Justice Hayes and Jam Miller, I feel like they both could start. They both could run for 1,000 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we just need Milroe to take that next step.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Kat said, let's not go back to Q. We're trying not to, Kat. We're trying not to.
Okay, we're not doing that. We're not slipping back.
And I don't know if is he available in the spring? I know he enrolled, right? So
I don't know. That's a good question, Mike. When does he graduate high school?
Yeah.
He's
crazy. I mean, that's how you. Yeah, it's crazy.
I forgot about it because he's like 17 now. So
yeah.
I
don't even remember 17. That was so long ago. Yeah.
That is a good question, though. I don't know.
Kat says the same thing. Not till summer, I thought.
Not till summer.
That's fine. I don't think he's going to be behind though. So, all right, maybe we got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Your first time on here, so this one we've been asking a lot of Bama fans. So we always like this one. Okay, you're at the 4-yard line. Okay, in the game situation, got to have a touchdown to win. Last play of the game, using players from the Nick Saban era. Give me a quarterback, a wide receiver, a running back, and then your fourth player can either be a wide receiver or a running back. I'm sorry, a wide receiver or a tight end.
Ooh,
you can have a one play.
Well, I'm not taking anybody from the team last year because you saw what happened on the goal line.
Too soon.
I mean, the Michigan game. You saw what happened, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we saw that. Yeah.
My running back is Derrick Henry. That's my running back.
Yeah.
That's always an interesting one.
Yes, Derrick Henry's my running back. Man. I gotta take Devontae Smith one of my wide receivers. I gotta take Devontae. I want to take Jalen Waddle too.
Okay.
I want Waddle and Devontae out there, and I think I want Tua throwing them the ball.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
I was gonna take Jalen Hurts for the run factor. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do the re-option with Henry.
With Henry, yeah.
But I think I'm gonna take Tua because I think he can, throw a little slant, a little quick slant or something like that.
The accuracy, yeah.
Mm-hmm,
I think that's who Stephen M went with Tua also. Bryce Young also gets a lot of votes when we do that one. So
Bryce, yeah.
And Derrick
I
Henry's
hate
usually the
give
first.
Bryce that championship, man.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Georgia game and the Michigan game are two that stuck with me for a while. Like those hurt, man. Those hurt for real.
Yeah.
All right, Raj, you had the second one?
Yeah. So we do something called Work, Play, Live on Herbert Raj podcast. So I'm going to give you 3 names. Out of these 3 names, you got to tell me who you would rather work with, like a coworker, play, somebody you want to hang out with on the weekend, and live, somebody who you want to be your neighbor. So work, play, live. I'm going to give you 3 names. Here we go.
All right.
Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Kobe. Michael Jordan, and then, of course, the GOAT, LeBron James. Work, play, live with those 3.
Work. I'll work with Kobe. I want to work with Kobe.
Okay.
I feel like that would be intense. Like everything would be.
I think I can take it. I think I can take it from Kobe. You know what I'm saying? He might cuss me out, but I'll be all right. Live. Wait a minute. You said play, work. Okay, play.
Work, play, live.
Hang out.
Play is hang out with. Live is just like your neighbor. But you're not really hanging out with your neighbor.
I want LeBron to be my neighbor.
Okay.
I hang out with Joe. I ain't no problem with
being. So you gonna be at a casino? You have to
I ain't got no problem with that.
Jordan will take care of everything.
When you hang with MJ, you gonna get it. Everything gonna be free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you with him, you VIP everywhere. You got to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
now the only thing you got to worry about is when you have that 7 a.m. broadcast and he got you at the casino till 6.
Yeah. And you sit out there like, man,
don't beat him in a game or something because then it's never gonna end.
You ain't never get out of that. Yeah.
No.
All right, 2 last questions. First one, you get approached by a company and they say, look, we love your podcast. We want to sponsor you. We're gonna give you $100,000 a year. We're gonna, great sponsor you, travel, but all this kind of stuff. We got you, right? Okay. The only thing is we need you to change the name from Sports Talk with JB to Auburn Talk with JB. We need you to burn all your Alabama gear I need you to move on out to Auburn, and that's going to be what the podcast is going to be centered around.
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I don't like Auburn, for one thing. I don't
200,000 a year.
200.
Is there a dollar amount that you would change your mind with?
I can't sell out, bro. This is the thing. This is the thing. Okay, you see this Alabama on my chest. I can't sell out. I can't sell out.
I like it.
Now, if it was any other team not named Auburn, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Tennessee. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Auburn, LSU, Tennessee, and Georgia. If it's any other team besides those four, we can talk.
So Vanderbilt talk with JB is.
Yeah.
They got a good baseball team. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
All right.
No, I can't go to Auburn, bro. I can't do it.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. All right, last question. We're gonna get on out of here because I know the people in Popeye's probably ready for me to go. You get tickets to national championship game. Alabama is in it versus Georgia this year. Mm-hmm. You get 2 tickets to you're sitting on the 50-yard line, free food, drink, all that stuff. But you got to take one person from this list. Okay. Herb or Raj?
God.
The world. You gotta pick one. You can't get out of this one. You gotta pick one.
I can't. Damn.
Nope.
I gotta take Rod because he's a LeBron fan. Come on.
Yes.
All right, man. Hey, podcast over. Podcast over.
Herb, I can take you to the SEC championship. Then I can take Rod to the Natty. You know what I'm saying? There we go.
I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that.
Another point for me.
Oh my God, hey. Baby, tell everybody what you got going on next and where they can find you, man.
Oh man, Sports Talking with JB, of course. If y'all can't see the hat and everything, all the gear. So that's my show, man. Make sure, if you're watching this, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sports Talking with JB.
Definitely.
During the football season, I do every Wednesday night. I do my weekly show. Right now we're in the off season, so I do pop-up shows. I'll pop up here and there and do a little show here. I have I'm working on a new show, an interview show, bringing in players that play for Bama football, basketball, and it's called I'm trying to think. I just had it in my mind, but I'm working on it. Working on it.
Okay. We definitely
I don't have everything laid out for it, but I'll be doing those interview segments. And we have the PSF, of course. Join the PSF out. We doing a basketball live stream, live media cast, because we can't stream the game. So it's a live media cast.
Right.
And of course your boy gonna be at A-Day.
Yep.
Y'all coming to A-Day?
I'm coming to A-Day. Roger's in Dallas, so it's A-Day got twins. But I'm gonna catch up with you at A-Day game. So we definitely gonna chop it up there.
Definitely.
Man,
that Friday before A-Day, if you can get there, man, the Bama Standard is having their show at the Bryant Museum on that Friday evening. I'll be there too.
Yeah, I'll show up for that too. I'll be out there. I'll catch up with y'all there. We'll definitely talk. Man, we appreciate you, man. Thank you. You made this super easy.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
So it was good, man. We'll definitely get you back on here, chop it up a little more. Less Lakers talk next time, but that's fine.
Come on.
No, man, I love you guys, man. I appreciate y'all both. And thank everybody for watching the Herb and Raj podcast. And thank you, JB, for being on. Thank you, everybody, for the comments. We appreciate y'all. Time to get on out of here. The kids are over there give me the look like it's time to go. So
it's time to go.
Oh, yeah.
Roll Tide, everybody. Have a good night.
Roll Tide.